All right. Well, let me start off by thanking each and every one of you guys and gals for hopping on this Zoom and taking time out of your busy schedule to join us here today. Make sure you grab a pad and a pen and take down some notes. You do not want to leave your fortune to your memory. It is my pleasure to be able to introduce a legend in the industry of home-based business to each and every one of you. He's been in the business for a very long time, but in this company, over the last 4 years, he's earned over $4 million. And that is $4 million that are documented, which is a really big deal. Now, in addition to all of that, he has an organization that spans the globe with over 43,000 active people in his group, which is humongous. And he's also helped 3 people become 7-figure annual income earners. Multiple have become multiple 6-figure earners, and he is helping more and more people every single year hit those milestones and accomplish their goals and dreams. So without further ado, I don't want to waste any more time. Let's give it up and give a warm welcome to Mr. Robert Hollis.
Woo-hoo! Well, thank you so much, Carlos, and thank you, Edgar. And I see some faces on here I might have seen at the convention, but I want to say hi to each and every one of you. And I always love saying this. You know, when I met Carlos and Edgar, this business is all about finding people that have like minds. You know what I mean? And when I seen Carlos and Edgar get involved in My Daily Choice, it was an affirmation for me. You know, it was validation for me that, hey, you know, that convention really blew me away because there was people that I went, now, wait a minute, I know that guy. Wait a minute, I know that girl, you know? And so when you see people that have made really good income in this industry, and now MDC is attracting them, I'm going to show you why. Now, there's 2 kinds of presentations that I know you guys have heard. You know, ones are called briefings, and that means they're supposed to be brief. And then you got what I guess you call longings, you know, which is not what I'm going to expose you here tonight. I know that your time's very valuable, and I want to just give you the information as quick as I can. And so 35 years being a mechanic on workman's comp, I always love telling people a quick story because to show you how smart I was, a Toyota van was sitting on a hoist. And when we pulled all 4 tires off of it, because it was a front wheel drive vehicle and the motor was in the front, it started to tilt. And so my first thought was to stop it. So I'm just telling you a little bit about my intelligence. The van pinned me against my toolbox, hyperextended my leg, and I had a doctor tell me I'd never be a mechanic again. And I believed him. So when I lost my identity of who I was to take care of my family, I became pretty open-minded. And I tell people, you know, your mind's like a parachute. If it doesn't open, it doesn't work. So just allow me to share that with you. And then a guy I only met a couple of times. His name's Sean Hennigan. I wrote about him in my book. And this guy called me up and had the courage and the bravery to say, "Hey, Robert, you got a minute?" And I said, "Sure." And he said, "I met this guy. He showed me a $62,000 check last month. And he's expanding a company and he's looking for people that he can train." And my answer wasn't, "What is this?" My answer was, "I want to meet him." Now, if it was 9 months before that, I probably would have said no. You know, I was working on race cars for Roger Penske, and I just thought that was the path I was going to have for the rest of my life. And so it's funny how timing really fits into this. So I'm going to share with you what my mentor shared with me exactly 35 years ago. And I hope that you can see something in here for you. Whether it's just, you know, getting involved with the customers itself, whether it's capitalizing on this opportunity, or whether you will, you know, guide Carlos and Edgar to people right now that are looking for something in their lives. Either way is okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I don't know, how many of you ever have heard the phrase, documentation beats conversation? Have any one of you ever heard that phrase? Okay. Right here, is the US patent and trademark for that name. So if you've ever heard someone say documentation beats conversation, they owe me money. I know I haven't been trying to collect it on people. But you know, it's pretty funny that a lot of people have used that and they didn't know where it came from. It came from Roger Penske. I wasn't the genius that came up with it, but you know, my mentor one year we won first, second, and third in the Indianapolis 500, and that's the first time that I heard him say that is documentation beats conversation. And so here you can see I have a little over 44,000 people that are responsible for my income. So when I first met my mentor, he said to me, Robert, can you imagine having 30,000 people responsible for your income? Because at that time in my life, I didn't even have one person. I was on workman's comp. And so when he showed me his printout, back then it was dot matrix, that was 35 years ago. But when he was showing me this printout with all these names and dots on it, and next to each one of them was a BV volume, and another one was the amount of money that they paid him on the level that person was on. Does that make sense, you guys? And I'm just like, I want to know how to do this. So like Carlos was nice enough to say, you know, Terry and I, in a little over 4.5 years, just went over 4.1 million in volume. And if you're going to get involved in anything, you want it to be like this, you know, so this might be January of last year, January of last year to October for crypto. So it's easy to promote something when it's in this uptrend. It's a little difficult to promote something when it's on the downtrend. Yes or yes? You know what I mean? So my mentor just taught me to capitalize on trends. So you can see here that right now we're bringing in close to 400 brand new paid people a day. So when you can catch momentum like that, it's a lot of fun. The only other thing that I'll show you on a couple of these is I love going directly to earnings. So far in the last 30 days, just a little over 80,000 in income. And, you know, we not only get paid weekly, but we also get paid monthly. And there's 7 different ways that we get paid. So I'm just going to show those to you really quick. So on a weekly check, we not only make 50% on our upfront customers. So if I clicked on detail here, you know, you can see a person did, you know, $33 in PV. I got paid $16.80. And so we have one way is getting paid on customers. The other way is Jumpstarts, and Jumpstarts basically you get paid 50% on your front level and then it goes down 10 levels deep. So these are what we get paid on weekly. Then the monthly checks work in another 5 ways to get paid, but we got a global bonus pool. Binary is just basically when people repurchase each and every month, we get a binary check from that. So you can see it was a little over 22,000. Leadership matching, you can see that was 36,000. And so I made $16,000 off people that are front level to me, regardless of where they are in the comp plan. So I get 30% off the front level, 20 on the second, 10 on the third, and then 5 on the 4 levels all the way deep. My goal is, why am I still doing this? Is because there's a category that I'm missing. And that's called Master Affiliate. We also get paid for rank advancements and also monthly rank income. And then lastly, we get a customer bonus on all the people in our organization that are customers. So we have what is called a commission calculator. And so this will calculate up till this month. So we're just on the 16th, a little after the 1st. And my calculation for my check is already 36,000 for the next one that's coming. So the one thing I want to really point to before I show you massive how fast we're moving is these upfront rank bonuses. Now, I made $193,000 for just hitting positions I was going to do anyway. And in other companies, when I hit these higher positions, sort of like Carlos and Edgar have, you know, I remember they tell me you get $100,000 bonus for hitting super. And then after I got it, they would take me in the back and then tell me that they're going to give me payments over a 2-year period. So here's a company that's supposed to be making money, but they got to make payments to me, for a bonus. With MDC, I hit this position. I seen that 100 grand go right into our account. Along with that check that month was a little over 93,000. So it was 193,000 that I made the month that I hit this. But I want to point out, if you look at these positions, we have people that are hitting these positions in 1 month. And if a person hit 25K, they would make $4,100 in upfront money that's paid out immediately the next Thursday, the first Thursday of the next month. So when I show you this, and so you see people that are 50K, you're going to see that they got paid 9,100. This would be 19,100. So once you hit this position and you get the upfront money, then this is the money they pay you on a monthly basis for maintaining the position. So you can see I'm already at a 250K for the middle of the month. So that would be a $5,000 bonus. And then I just showed you my check last month where that, where that was a 10,000. So that's you think about that, $10,000, that's $120,000 a year just in maintenance money. So you can understand why I'm here, because MDC is one of those companies that it pays me 2 to 3 times more money here for doing the same thing in any other company. So that's why it's so exciting. This is that global bonus pool. You get a share of stock if you get 4 customers or 4 affiliates in both. Binary, again, is just one check that we get paid on people coming in and purchasing every month or qualifying every month. And then the check matching is just pretty crazy, already 14,000. So you can see on the first level person here, 6,500. So if you're the one that sponsored Javon, an extra $6,500 a month. Are you guys catching this? I've never seen any other company do that. And I talked about all these other bonuses here. So I just wanted to really briefly go over the compensation plan. There's so much detail that you can get within this comp plan, and all of it can be found, Carlos or Edgar, the person that introduced you to this company, they can very simply go into tools, show you exactly the compensation plan, and from there, from there, even videos on the compensation plan. So it breaks it down in a PDF, and you can see even on the second page is this nice little income disclosure statement. So I always got to throw that in, because to think that we live in a country, I love this country, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. But the government basically tells me if I tell you guys that you can make this money, then I can get in trouble. So what if I just said this to you? There's no way that any of you can make the same kind of money an auto mechanic from Montana can make. I hope something clicks in your mind that goes, oh yeah, I can. But this government tells us that I got to tell you, hey, the chances of you making this money is slim to none. And it's sad that we have to do that, but we do. And so now what I want to show you really quickly is, if you want more information on any one of the products, I go back here and I click on the dashboard, and I can scroll down here, and it's going to show you all the different brands that I get paid on. So we now, in the United States, we have over 1,000 products. And so you see each one of these brands, whether it's dealing with information on wealth and Forex trading, or essential oils, or high life travel, healthy chocolate, if you can believe it, weight loss, which is one of my not personal favorites, because you have to include exercise and eating sensibly and not going for seconds. And so I focus on the travel. And then we got here the FFX, which is great, the daily sprays and all the hemp work product. So what I want to do is really explain to you the high life travel side. And the only reason why is I just believe every time they launch one of these brands within the company, and I even can go to last month here, and High Life Travel, of course, started on this other side. But High Life Travel being a digital product where we can go to 200 countries instantaneously is something that really, really excites me, because it's a way for people to make money right away. And so the first thing I want to show you is just the first thing I wanted to just show you is just a simple post that I put on my Facebook. So it says sending out $100 gift cards to anyone that's traveling in the next year. I got 122 responses. And so now if I go back here to the High Life Travel, what it allows me to do is it allows me to be able to just go down here, purchase cards, and then just click on here, send out, first and last name, email address, and phone number, and shoot them out a card. Now, what's unique about that is some people, have you guys ever sent a video or a response to somebody and they didn't reply? Yeah, that happens to me too, but I'm just willing to go through the cards. So when you look at something like this, some people don't pull them in, but then you go, when I first started, and you're going to see some of these names are going to be familiar. So now watch this really quickly. I'm not aware of, I'm going to say this slow. I'm not aware of a company that you can tell someone they can get started for $135. They're now at 90 PV, which is an executive. The highest, you get paid at 50%. And what does the company give you for $135 with no tax or freight? The ability to give away 20 cards with $100 in prepaid travel. So have any of you been aware of a company that allows you to give, that allows a person to pay $135 to pay out $2,000? Give away $2,000. So that's what's really amazing about this. And so when I started giving out cards, going back to the commission calculator, I'll go back to last month. And the one thing that you guys will see here is I'll go to the best case scenario and then the worst. So I sent this lady one card that cost me $8. All right. And look at the amount of volume she did. $7.95. So we almost made $400 by me sending out an $8 card. And again, they're virtual cards. Here 50, here, 110. And you look at all of these, that would be 45. 25, 90 is 45 in a commission. And you look at all these commissions I made from these people, and this is what they did. So I gave that card to a lady. She showed $100 in balance here. She then went down and clicked on access. Now, as soon as someone clicks on access, she was looking for a week's vacation for her and her husband. Now, I'm just going to use what she said. So they wanted to go to Paris. They've never been to Paris. And we'll just put in like a 4 or 5 day stay here. And then search. Now, if you want more information on High Life Travel, you're going to see me show some theoreticals that Josh Wagle did an incredible in-depth thing on duopolies and why we're less than everybody else and why this is such a cool deal. But you can see right here that if you went on a public website, Expedia or Priceline, Travelocity, it would be $951 a night. And so instead of $951, it's $211. So in a 5-night stay, you would save over $1,000. Do you guys see these? And it's not just one. So it shows all the savings right here, and you can go in and pick out any one of them. Now, when I show people this, of course, I'll ask somebody where they want to go, and you can put Mexico City in here or Peru or, Singapore, anything. But when a person clicks on this button, if they only had $100 in their savings, a pop-up will show up. And that pop-up will say, you could save another $957 in travel savings if you purchase more prepaid travel. So when she's seen that, she went back here, and what she did is she bought this package. So for $599, she got $7,000 more in prepaid travel. And then she booked her trip. The next thing she said to me is she said, Robert, where did you get those cards that you sent me? And I go, right below. So then she bought the cards, and then she started doing the same thing. So not only did I get the volume off there, but now when you see shop, a lot of people then will say, well, I want to check out everything else that's back here. And when they click on the shop button, they immediately see the other 1,000 products that are available and the brands that they're in. So she bought some dog treats, she bought some shampoo, she bought some CBD. This is like having your own Amazon. And within your own Amazon, you got all these technical things, including the mobile app that you can use. Today, I went here under website, clicked on product pages, and I posted the product funnels, I'm sorry. And then I posted this on my Facebook wall. So I just clicked Facebook and posted this on my Facebook wall. And so it's easy to teach people when a company will allow you to get in for free. You heard me correctly. We can get you a check by next Thursday. Second one is you get paid for giving things away. And then lastly, you're in a position to help other people give things away to earn income. So in closing, what I want to share with you is, again, not only is the page incredible, but the reason I wanted to do the short video is for each and every one of you to get with the person that invited you to this video and say, listen, send me one of those prepaid cards. I want some prepaid travel, or you send me your link so I can get an account for free and check out everything that you guys are talking about. So now I really just want to simply go through just a couple of simple theoreticals. Because really, honestly, people want to know, hey, how much money and how fast can I make this kind of income? So this is just an example of that, the biggest package we have. And when I said this to a guy, I was sharing this with Carlos and Edgar yesterday, is I said to this guy, where can you buy $10,000 of prepaid travel that never expires for $799? That's pennies on a dollar. And when people's eyebrows raise up, it's pretty cool. So this, how many of you have heard, I've been in this industry for 35 years, two get two, get two, get two. So if you just seen this where a person, went out and got two people, you're already a 1K in the company. And you made $440 in Jumpstart's commission. Again, that two gets two, that's four. And you guys have seen this analogy. But what really blows me away is how fast you can hit 1K and 5K and 25K and 50K. And some of these numbers, $1 million in volume, it's just like, it's staggering, because you've seen that I have 44,000 people in my organization. So it was funny when I talked to Carlos and Edgar yesterday, it was 43,000. So, and so the next thing I'll do is just show you if you just did it on the monthly side. I think this is it here. And you can see here, this is the owner, Josh Swagel. The company is 8 years old, debt-free. It's done over $500 million in sales. And if you want more information, just ask the person that invited you here and watch Josh's, little more explanation of High Life Travel. But here is if you did it in just a card side. So if a person buys the largest package of cards, it qualifies them for an entire year. And so how many of you wouldn't mind making $27,000 a month, and all you did is teach people to give away cards? It's like, it's pretty amazing. And I will show you one more theoretical example. And of course, this came from our owner of the company, Josh Swagel. But this is another 2x2 example where you can see here that, okay, so I used a big package. I got $10,000 in travel. I teach two people to do the same. I'm a 1K. Of course, four more on the left and right, total of 10. You're a 5K. And just look at the volume. And as you go down here, understand, of course, we wouldn't do this personally. But as you build the group, it really takes on a mind of its own. And so going back to my back office, I wanted to show you guys here because a lot of you have probably heard this theoretical. I remember when I first got involved in this industry. But if I click on the team here and click on Enroller Tree, you can see there's 160 people I personally enrolled. That's over 4.5 years. And those 160 turned into 44,000. And out of those 44,000, I basically have 3 legs that make me over $1 million a year. Have you guys ever heard those numbers before? Because someone always asks, well, how do you do this? How do you do this is just like we seen in the national convention. It's just flipping cards. You guys will really find this interesting. I've never seen that analogy in a card shoe before, like blackjack in Vegas. So I Googled and I found out that there's 6 decks of cards that go in a shoe. Now, these numbers are going to sound like I made this up. So there's 52 cards times 6 is 312. So when I first started this company 4.5 years ago, I got 312 people, exactly the same number, to create a free account in my first couple of months. Out of the 312, 81 of them bought product. Out of the 81, that made my wife and I not only a 25K, but we made $10,000 our first full month in this company. And then all I did is show people exactly how to do that same scenario. And that turned into that 4.1 million. So I know that some of you are probably going, are you sure this is the end of the presentation? Yes. Some of you probably are used to me going into, people going into an explanation of ingredients of 1,000 products. I'm not going to do that. If there's certain products that you like or certain countries that you want to go to, you can go to that country, click on product availability and see what that product is there. My mentor 35 years ago told me to capitalize on trends. And right now, if you constantly watch television, especially in the United States, I think the last week in a row, every morning they're talking about travel. Why would they be talking about travel? Well, one, for 2 years, we've been pinned up. Another reason, it's about to be Thanksgiving and Christmas. So people that have been pinned up for a couple of years want to travel. But I need to be brutally honest with every one of you. You will run into people that say, I don't want to travel. And I'm going, probably because you don't have the money and the time. If you had the money and the time, why wouldn't you, if you didn't want to travel, at least pay for the people that you love to come visit you? Because that's what Thanksgiving and Christmas for me is all about. So I've been blessed to make enough income in this industry where I can always have my family around me whenever I want. So in closing, what I'll say to each and every one of you is please get back to the person that invited you here. Create a free account. You get the same back office and the same mobile app as I do. And then you just got to make a choice. Am I going to try one of the products with the 60-day money back guarantee? Or am I going to focus on what brand I want to focus on? All the marketing materials free. And some of you are going to say, listen, if I'm going to do this, I want to capitalize on the compensation plan. So I'll highly suggest that you get in where you fit in. But if you can start at the executive level at 50% instead of 25, then you're just going to make more money faster for doing exactly the same thing. So lastly, I just want to share with each and every one of you that your time is valuable. I'm glad I was able to speak to you about this. The reason for doing this with Carlos and Edgar is there's no doubt in my mind that these guys are superstars. And I know that they're going to go straight to the top of the compensation plan. And I said, listen, I'd love to do a video for you guys, and you can share it with people that want to build this business fast. So I was taught 35 years ago to take my mentors, I know you guys are going to laugh, VHS tape before the internet, before the DVD, before the CD. And I would say to people, listen, do you know anyone that needs to make some extra money right now? And they go, well, what is this? I go, why? Are you interested? And they go, well, I don't know what it is. And I would have to get their phone number and then tell them I would call them when they get home from work and then set an appointment to go over to their house and put in a VHS tape and edify and promote the person that was making all the money. So that's what I did 35 years ago. And now we have this thing called Zoom and the internet. This is like nuts, so I have groups all over the world. And so I'm looking forward to helping you. Oh, by the way, if any one of you have anybody that you would like to put on, where Edgar and Carlos, we're doing one tomorrow at the same time. Okay. And we're doing one tomorrow at the same time. Invite some people, get them on there. Let me do my best to share with them. And then secondly, we're also going to translate it into Spanish. So it might be a little longer than this because of Edgar's incredible translation skills, but we're going to be able to have a video that you can share with your people that understand Spanish. So again, what I want to do is thank you for your time. And then lastly, each and every one of you gave me more than your time tonight. You allowed me to take something away from you, and you did it voluntarily. But listen closely, because I'm going to hold you to this, whether you know me or not. You'll never be able to tell another human being that you never had a chance to make it. I never had a chance, and no one would teach me how to make a lot of money so I could give to family and give to charities and get out of debt and buy the cars and homes that I want and travel, because you allowed me, along with Carlos and Edgar, to take that away from you tonight. Whether you make the decision to do anything with it is totally up to you. So thank you very much for your time. Carlos, back to you. Thank you so much, Edgar. And I really appreciated sharing this with people.
Awesome, man. Wow. Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Robert, you're a tremendous leader. I'm learning so much from you every single day. I just love the simplicity of how you do it. I've been in the industry for such a long time. I took a little break for the last 5 years. And I got to tell you, in all of those years that I was full-time in the industry, I never had somebody teach me how to build the business so simple by sharing a simple video with people, right?
Yeah.
And guys, so right now we got an opportunity of a lifetime. The timing cannot be better. Get back to the person who invited you onto the Zoom, and let's make it happen. And together we will go all the way to the top. And Edgar will be translating the same Zoom tomorrow in Spanish, and it's going to be live, and we'll send you that information as well. So guys, take care, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.